to be here with you tonight to celebrate the Constitution Day and also the National Day of the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal. Nepal is, of course, among the world's most beautiful countries. A nation blessed with superlatives, from Mount Everest, the highest point on earth, to national parks rich in wildlife. And as the Consul General mentioned, I've been there twice, and I've never regretted, and I want to go back again. Now, just a brief report. In 2011, over the Christmas holidays, my wife and I, we organized a group with 16 other friends to sample the beauty of Nepal. Apart from going to Hङkङk and Dhulikhel, we went to Pokhara and did a 4-day hike in the Annapurna region. We started from Fedi, we went to Dampush, and then Landrum, Gandruk, and Biratanti. I hope I got the pronunciation right. I'm really glad we have seen the scenic beauty of the Fishtail Peak or Machaputra, and also met many friendly and hospitable Nepalese too. We stayed at the tea houses and we also went on all the trails. For us, that was a very memorable experience with many excellent photo opportunities too. Indeed, tourism is an important contributor to Nepal's economy and can develop much further. Last year, Nepal saw an impressive real GDP growth of 7.5% and moderate inflation. The Asian Development Bank has actually pegged Nepal's GDP growth this year at just under 5%, rising to 5.5% in 2019. This recovery is very encouraging, given the damages caused by the 2015 earthquake. Now, Hong Kong-Nepali trade growth is also encouraging. Last year, bilateral trade soared more than 53% over that in 2016. And actually, between 2013 and 2017, our bilateral trade actually grew on average by 10.8% a year. Clearly, we are on the right track, and there's room to grow and gain even more traction. Last year, $200 million worth of trade between Nepal and the mainland China was routed through Hong Kong. That, ladies and gentlemen, amounted to some 17% of the total trade between Nepal and the mainland in 2017. Now, our intermediate role is expected to expand in the years to come, given our deepening economic integration with the mainland and our prominent place in the mainland's plans for its far-reaching Belt and Road Initiative. This past June, your Prime Minister, K.P. Sharma Oli, visited Beijing, and as the Prime Minister, as the Consul General mentioned, the Prime Minister have signed a number of agreements and with President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang welcoming him. And that covered actually a host of agreements to accelerate the implementation of the Nepal-China MOU on Belt and Road. Now, those agreements, they span huge infrastructure projects, including hydropower plants and a cross-Himalayan railway which links Western Tibet with Kathmandu. For these and other developments under planning, Nepal will need massive investment financing. To that, ladies and gentlemen, I would say Hong Kong can play an important role and make contributions. As a full-fledged international financial center with our vibrant capital markets and world-class professional services, Hong Kong is well positioned to support capital raising, project financing, asset management, as well as other services such as arbitration or alternate dispute resolution. Now, indeed, the Belt and Road can kick-start economic development, trade cooperation, and cultural connectivity. There can be projects involving railways, roads, ports, airports, and energy supply. A future, in short, that is filled with opportunities. Also, Nepal and Hong Kong are both members of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Recently, Hong Kong has agreed to contribute $10 million to the AIIB's Project Preparation Special Fund, which is a fund to provide grants to facilitate the preparation of selected projects to be financed by AIIB. I would suggest that Nepal can consider use of this special fund for its infrastructure project planning. Working together, Nepal and Hong Kong can see more mutually beneficial economic developments for Nepal, for Hong Kong, for our communities and businesses, for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in a toast